Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Mega Man 2 Part 3. So you see Dr. Albert Einstein Wily is giving us his eyebrows again, flying a new blue spaceship, different from the red one he had in the first game. And oh look, we're actually going to see what his castle looks like. It's made of a skull. You know Dr. Wily loves skulls, right? Has an overly large satellite dish. You could probably get him HBO for free, and there's bones there, probably serves another kind of purpose. So right now we're on the outskirts of the castle. We're trying to get into the castle. It's gonna play some epic music while we're in the castle's courtyard. We're going after those bird things we saw in the first level again. I'm trying to save up my ammo as much as possible because he doesn't let you recharge. I mean, you don't really doesn't recharge your ammo at the end of every Wily stage, so you probably should save up as much ammo and E-tanks and everything as possible. So we're gonna have to use item pre to go on here. We're gonna use it to crawl up this wall. I see Dr. W because Dr. Wily's really proud of putting his logo on absolutely everything. Use a metal blade or overly powered metal blade to cut through all this stuff. This level's part of the reason why people think this is such an epic game. The music in this level is really epic, and the boss we're gonna be fighting against is pretty epic too. There's a boss. Every level is a boss at the end of Mega Man. What kind of Mega Man game would it be if it didn't have a boss at the end of every level, right? Pretty much every Mega Man game ever has at least one or several bosses. Heck, even some games have more than one boss per level. And look at that. Even though we're in the last few levels of the game, they're still gonna be just as generous as ever before and give us a one-up, a free one-up, just hanging around there like we don't have enough of those already. So you see there's that Bazooka Joe, Sniper Joe, or the hell you call them, and then that's alright. Mega Man's pretty durable in this game. You can take quite a few hits from things like that. So we're trying to get as much energy into item pre as possible because we'll be needing that some more in these Wily stages. The metal blade is kind of useful against those things, or not exactly. So I think it's probably better if you use our pea shooter or Mega Buster. There's a lot of climbing in this level too, just like in Dr. Wily's, or not Dr. just like in Alacriman's Age in Mega Man 1. So we're gonna have to, so there's no magnet beams, we're gonna have to need some way to get across there, but we can just use the platforms. You don't have a platform gun this time around, but this time we can make actual platforms, not that just fly around there. I think we got this in like the last level we played. Actually, yeah, see, so it's pretty much we're making our own platforms, so we could jump across there and get onto that ladder over there, and we could climb up the ladder. There's those tallies or whatever you called again. This level is pretty simple and straightforward overall. It is going to get way more challenging when we actually get into Wily's castle. Maybe the game's trying to give you a false sense of, what do you call it, like a false sense of security, thinking, oh, everything's good, don't worry, everything's good. A lot of bosses in these Wily stages seem to be weak against Quickman's weapon, which Quickman probably has the second best weapon in the game. It's really fast, it's very energy efficient, and it can easily kill off so many enemies easy. I know before I said this is probably my least favorite game in the Mega Man series, but to be honest, this is a really good game overall. It says a lot about the Mega Man series. If your least favorite game in the series is a really good game, it's a legendary classic, then that says a lot about this series. This must be a pretty awesome series, and which it is. It's one of the best game series ever. I think the classic Mega Man series is a really good game series. Everyone that's a gamer, likes platform games and challenging games, should give this series a try, and they shouldn't ignore this series because it's a really good series overall, I think, actually. And this game actually is a strong, solid addition to the series. And this is only the second game in the series. There's still way more they could have learned from, because they learn from their mistakes to make games, which is why game sequels are usually better than the originals. But that's definitely the case with these Mega Man games. It's still the second game in the series. They still weren't exactly sure what they were doing yet, or what works yet, or what's not. A lot of the time it takes more than 2 tries before you figure out how the series should be, or series should work. And that's probably the case with this Mega Man 2 game. That's why all the other sequels to this game have like low-powered weapons that are not overpowered, and that are not as energy rich. Oh, look at that, it's demonstrated another new thing in Mega Man 2 unintentionally. When Mega Man gets hit and he has his invincibility buffer on, and he falls into spikes, he doesn't die. But he only survives as long as his invincibility buffer is on. Once it runs out, it will be insta-kill. But I survived that thanks to, the invincibility buffer. If that were Mega Man 1, I would have been dead right there. But this isn't Mega Man 1, it's Mega Man 2. You can see there's this recording walls of things that are spinning around. I don't know what those are. Is Dr. Wily recording something? So just get through these walls, we use Crash Man's weapon, but you really shouldn't save up Crash Man's weapon as much as possible. They're the boss in this game that we need to carefully and accurately plan. And the only way he could speed him is with these Crash Bombs, Crash Man's weapon. I think we're back at full, yeah, Crash Man's. Then that was good, we got a full energy refill, so we could just fall down this ladder. Look at all the stuff we could have been getting if we went the other way. It's like the game's teasing you, like, you didn't go this way, so we're not gonna get it. So, yeah, we can only hold so many lives, and you can only hold so many E-Tanks as well, too. We're near the maximum amount of E-Tanks as well, too. You can only hold it to 4 of them in this game, not 9 of them like you can in Mega Man 3 to 6. Now, how am I gonna get across here? Well, I think the best way for right now would just be to make a platform there, like a preventative measure. And look, and we're gonna come across more drills in this, like we did in Metal Man stage. There's gonna be drills cutting through the wall. Yeah, drills. This is a really good place to grind. I think they did this on purpose. So if you're running low on health or energy or stuff like that for weapons, it's really easy to grind. Look, that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna get item 2. Look at that. It's got, I already have a look at that, was out, and now it's almost full again. I recommend using the Metal Blade here because it barely uses any energy at all, and Metal Blade is pretty much what you're going to be seeing most of the time in this game. Such in fact that Mega Man's pretty much always going to be that brown tone colored suit. I remember I showed Mega Man to some kids a long time ago, and they were having trouble getting it over their head that, oh, you're not just changing the color of Mega Man's suit, you're actually changing the color of his ability, his powers when you change his color of his suit pretty much. But it really just indicates what power is currently equipped, so you don't become confused as to, oh, what power is currently equipped to sign that. That was kind of hard to do in the Game Boy Mega Man games, because the Game Boy Mega Man games are, they're monotone pretty much, or they're monochrome pretty much, they only have one color tone really, or just multiple tones the same color thing. I don't know, I haven't played Game Boy Mega Man games in a very long time. I don't even remember most of those games. I might do Let's Plays of those eventually. All I remember is most of them are not as good as the NES Mega Man games, except for one of them though. Mega Man V on the Game Boy was actually a really good game. I think I probably will do a Let's Play of at some point. But yeah, the Game Boy ones, and that's just how Game Boy was in general. Game Boy was never intended to replace home consoles as being the systems you play on. It's supposed to be like an alternative to playing the home console game. I mean, you want to play the game but you're out and about somewhere and you can't have access to your home console, then you play the portable version of the game. That's what portable systems were originally invented for. They weren't intended to replace game consoles. And again, you can kind of say the same about laptops. Laptops are never intended to replace desktop computers. But guess what? I'm making these videos right now using a laptop computer. I actually used a laptop to play this game and record this game. So yes, that actually does say a lot. I'm pretty much dependent on my laptop for everything. That's how a lot of people are in today's world. They're dependent on laptops, and yet they were never intended for that purpose. And almost no one buys desktop computers anymore unless you're into, like, I don't know, maybe animation or some like real like graphics intensive stuff pretty much, which I actually am into those things, but even then I still didn't get a desktop computer. And so now I think we just destroyed this boss. This boss is a pushover. It'd be destroyed easy for our Metal Cutter. Our Metal Cutter's no match for that boss. We're already getting pretty far into Wily's castle now. Now it's the time for Wily Stage 3. I believe there's 5. I think there's 5 stages, Wily stages in this game. So there we go. And now the music has changed. There's no longer epic music playing, but instead it's playing intimidating music, like very eerie and grim, intimidating music now is being played. So we could get all those goodies you see in the way. You can see if there's an E-Tank, we could get that easy. Watch this, just drop a platform here, jump off the platform, jump onto that other thing there, and look at that. We're at the E-Tank now. Whatever problem I have with this game is that a lot of the time when I pause the game, it doesn't work. I press the start button and it doesn't work a lot of the time. Even when I don't have any special weapons or items or anything like that equipped, I press the start button and it doesn't work a lot of the time. Pausing the game should be a very fundamental feature, a basic fundamental feature of a game, and yeah, it doesn't work a lot of the time in this game, which is one of many issues I have with this game. Other things I don't like about this game too, I find some of the bosses and the difficulties of the bosses is inconsistent sometimes, especially one boss we're going to be coming across probably in the next video. And I find that some of the stuff is kind of, like some of the bosses seem kind of lacking, some of them seem over the top kind of thing. I don't know. But I don't know what went on in the minds of the people at Capcom that made this game. I mean, NES games were generally more difficult than Sega Genesis and SNES games, and those games are generally more difficult than PS1 games. By the time we got to the PS1 era, games tended to get a lot easier, which might explain why Mega Man 8 is such an easy game compared to these. I like Mega Man 8, it's a pretty good game, but a lot of people don't seem to like it for reasons like that, because it's way too easy, which kind of makes it the opposite of Mega Man 7 difficulty-wise. Mega Man 7's a pretty challenging game. So I'm trying to invest my energy and trying to invest it in what, see, like now we can get the Crash Bomb. He's really poor, we have a Crash Bomb filled up. And the Metal Blade's not as important because, well, we have like half of it left. It seems like half our Metal Blade is left, but despite that, we still have a lot left. So let's see what this boss is now. Oh look, I think it's gonna be something familiar. Is it something we've seen before? Oh, look at that! It's Gutsman from Mega Man 1! Dr. Wily turned him into a tank with treads, and he's shooting that tools at us. You know Dr. Wily had a strong thing for Gutsman. Remember at the end of the first game, he had Gutsman built and carved into the walls of the last level of the first game. So Dr. Wily obviously has a thing for Gutsman. He probably viewed Gutsman as a sign of perfection, or like a statement of absolute importance to what the robot industry could be, or something like that. So this is Ray Phoenix, signing out.